Okay, so now that you understood 1 grain of rice and how to do a summary, we are going to
Yes.
do activities. So we will be practicing you more on speaking. I would like for you to express yourself more through the questions that you will be asked in our activity. Okay? And then afterwards, we will be doing a summary. A brief, it's just a practice summary for 1 grain of rice. Okay? I'm going to show that to you later, but right now, this is what we need. Okay, give me a moment.
Sure.
Here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So we are going to practice your speaking skills today. I'd like you to express your opinion, your ideas about our reading 1 grain of rice. Okay, so now you can see on the screen that we have, well, this is supposed to be discussion cards, but since we're doing it online, so what I'm going to ask you is you have to choose a number and then I'm going to reveal the question. Okay, and you'll have
I'll
to give
start.
a response.
I'll start with number 4.
Okay, number 4. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, this is your question. Can you see it? Or do I need to make it bigger? Okay, let's just make it bigger.
Uh,
All
oh,
right.
it's all right because I can make it bigger.
Okay, so now, would you like to read it for yourself?
Sure. Do you think it is just right that Rani still gave the Raja rice, even if he was selfish in the beginning? Why or why not?
Okay, so give me your opinion about it. Do you think it's just right? After all, what the Raja did at the beginning, making it hard for people. But in the end, Ronnie still believed that, okay, you still deserve this rice, so I'll give you some.
Rani is a very kind-hearted person, so I really think uh, even if Raja is the meanest, most evil person, Rani will still give her rice.
Yeah, so do you think it's still right to do that? I mean, not just
I
because
think
Ronnie is kind.
yes,
Why?
because Raja deserves second chance.
Okay, so you do believe in second chances.
Hmm, not all the time, but for Raja, I think she deserves it
Okay, why do you think he deserves it?
for her to reflect on her action.
Okay, all right. Let's just clarify that Raja here is a man. He's the king. Remember?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
right. He's a king. Okay. Anyway, going back to your second chances, can you give me an instance in your life where you have given someone a second chance, like in any situation, or you were given a second chance?
My teacher.
What about your teacher?
I gave I gave my teacher a second chance.
What? Really? How
Yeah.
come?
Well, she thought I'm not going to pass her subject that semester. So I gave her the chance to see that I can.
You were the one who gave her the chance. It's not the other way around.
Yes, I think so.
Or you proved to her. Not probably you gave her the
I
chance, but
proved
you
to her.
proved to her that you can. You can do it, you can pass,
Yeah.
even though she was thinking otherwise, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
I think it's both. It,
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I I think it really worked.
Okay. Well, if you pass and your teacher was happy, then it's good. Okay. Now I'm going to cover this. You'll have to choose another card. Oops. Okay, choose another card. One, two, three, because we already finished four.
I'll go with one.
Number one. Okay, let's take a look. What's in number one? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, could you please read number one?
If you were Randy and you see that the people were starving, what would you tell the Raja to persuade him to help the people?
Okay, so remember in the
Mm,
beginning of the story, he was very selfish. Didn't want to give the people rice, right? He said that no matter what happens, the Raja should never go hungry. Or no matter what happens,
yeah,
the Raja should have a feast even if there's a famine. But for example, you're Rani and that you could see, oh my God, there's a lot of people getting hungry, thinner every day. How can I tell him he should help the people even if he already said those awful things?
if I will, if I'm Randy, I'll try to knock. I'll try to go in his kingdom. Try to go in his kingdom, knock at his door, ask for ask for his attention.
How? How would you ask for his attention when he already said those awful things in the beginning? How could you be clever?
Well, if that happened this time of the year, I definitely use my social media accounts, like my Twitter, to make sure that it would reach Raja and persuade him.
Uh-huh. Okay, can you explain further? All right, it's good that you are connecting it to the modern world. It's fine.
Yeah,
Oh, you are using a technology, a tool to make
yes.
something known. Okay, is it only towards the Raja? How do you think it would be more effective, especially with the
Ah,
use of technology?
uh, I'll make sure that the people or other people will give their opinion
Mm-hmm.
and we will make it viral. And it would reach Raja. And
Oh,
Raja will be uh, having his second thoughts, and it might, well, it might be possible to persuade him that
okay.
with
Yeah,
that.
possibly. In the modern world, it's very common now that if you would want for something to be known or to spread, we use social media, right? Because it's a very effective
Yeah,
tool to persuade people or to make something known by making something viral. That's a great answer.
yeah.
Okay, very
Thank
good.
you.
Yes. All right. Now I'm going to cover this one. So we're going to continue the other two later. Okay. But for now, since I have already taught you about giving summary, telling the beginning of the story, the middle of the story where we could say the events or the plot of the story, and then the ending where we could find resolution to the problem in the beginning of the story. In our guided practice for today, what you'll just be doing is you're going to give me the summary of the beginning of the story. Okay, so can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
All right. So you could see that there are a lot of, I mean, there are a few prompts here. Okay. So what I would like for you to do is I'd like for you to complete the prompt. This is the whole beginning of the story. So